Well, hello and welcome to Knife Delights. Our next refurbishing project here is this camper's knife. And it was made by Sabre. And this one made in Ireland. Now, Sabre had knives made in a lot of different places. They just contract different companies. We're going to get started with this one. This one's pretty dirty down here in the channels. See all the dirt and dust, lint down in there. We got some yellowish goop, orange goop there. I don't know what that is. So let's get started. Let's get all that lint and such cleaned out of there. As much of it as we can. Got a bit of rust down in there. I don't know if this stuff's going to come out or not. Pretty dusty. You can see down in there, let me see, right there, that's a little tab that's flipped over. Another one right there, where the covers are put on there that way. There's a little bit of the dust. Makes it hard to clean when you got those little tabs poking out there. Just get as much of this pocket lint out as we can. Well, it's kind of hard to get it out. I think this knife's going to clean up really nice, so I'm still amazed at all the different companies that made a camp knife, or scout knife, utility knife, however you want to call it. So, here's our overall condition of the knife. As you can see, that main blade's rusted pretty bad. I don't know what the S is on there. Somebody put an S on there with a permanent marker. There's our back springs. Pretty rusty. But we'll get started with some Evapo-Rust here. And just see what we can do to clean this knife up. I'm always excited to find the camp knife that still has the bail to it. That's always nice. A lot of times they're missing. So there we go. Let's let her soak. Fresh out of the mineral oil we come. Oh, it's looking nicer already, isn't it? Look at this. I'll get her wiped off here real quick. Well, maybe not real quick. It takes a while sometimes to get this mineral oil off. I've been getting a lot of good compliments on the videos. People soaking their knives. I'll get an email from them saying, hey, I picked up this knife and I soaked it in mineral oil, and boy, what a difference it made. I couldn't agree more. So, you soak it. This thing soaked for several days. Look at the stuff we got on that blade we got to get rid of. But between the Evapo-Rust and then the mineral oil, we can get rid of a lot of stuff. Although it's messy. It is messy. So you got a whole bunch of stuff right there we got to try to get off. Some sort of gummy stuff. Not sure what it is, but it's looking better already. That one was very difficult to get out before. Trying to get down in here to the channels so we can see the channels, see how they fared. And there we go. Let me get the little flashlight here. Yeah, getting clean already down in there, isn't it? Well, let's get to cleaning on it. Let's see if we can get a little more stuff out of the channels down in here. Yeah. It'll clean right out. I don't know what that orangey yellowish stuff is that got down in here. It's not too bad down in there. It really isn't. Here. Now maybe, yeah, see that little, whatever that little piece of stuff was, it kind of popped off, got loosened up from the mineral oil and everything. Yeah, it's coming right off of there. Look at that. Okay, let's get going on this main blade first, should we? This is what she looks like before we start. Okay, not too bad for such an initial pass. Took a lot of that stuff off. I think this will clean up pretty nice. There's our, well, good focus. There we go. There's our back springs. They're looking good already too. Well, I think I forgot to hit record on some of it, but I did just hit these bolsters real quick. They're cleaned up really nice. Our back springs are looking nice. So, I'm just going to continue on with these blades. And I'll work with them off camera. And then we'll just clean up down in there in the channels a little bit more. See, there's always little stuff like this right here. Let me see. I can show you here. Right down in this area, right in here. It's always gets full of some gunk and dirt and stuff. So it's good to get those cleaned out. This knife's coming right along, I tell you. So, as you can see, I just push and prod down in here and just keep cleaning away. Keep going over areas. One other little thing that I will check here is our back spring, and it's not raising up very high, is it? So always want to try to see what you can get off of that back spring, because that affects your walk and talk. Boy, it just doesn't raise up much. No, it doesn't. So let's just keep cleaning on these blades. Well, as I was cleaning along, I wanted to stop and kind of show you something here. I did this on the spine of the main blade, but this area here, it's hard to use the Dremel tool on it because it'll just tear those felt pads up. And just take a little sandpaper here. And this one wasn't very dirty at all, but just take a little bit of sandpaper there and clean that off. And then when you have tools like this, you can't get the Dremel down in there. So again, just use a little sandpaper. Again, there's not much on this one. It's pretty clean already. This one just takes a little light sanding. But if they're rusty, why, you gotta remember to get rid of the rust down inside of there too. So yeah, it's pretty clean. Well, let's just take a quick look here. This knife is pretty clean now. We've got our blades. You just end up with a lot of extra oil, dirty oil, and the stuff from the cleaning compound. And there's still some dirt maybe back tucked away under those back springs. So I think it's just good now. It's a good time to throw it in the ultrasonic cleaner. Let it boil out. All that extra stuff, all your cleaning stuff. You can see like right in there, some of that cleaning compound down in there. Now I have had questions on what do I put in the ultrasonic cleaner. Well, I just got some warm water in there, and then I just put a little dab of Dawn dishwashing liquid. I don't measure it, and I just put a dab in there. And if you can, whoops, I need to get the screen. If it'll fit down in there this way, it's nice to open up the blades a little bit if you can, to try to let that stuff run out. A little trick a viewer told me about. Yeah, it'll fit in there like that. And then I let it go for 5 minutes. No particular reason why 5 minutes. That's just kind of the preset on this particular cleaner. So 5 minutes seems to do fine. Let's check her out. Yep, get rid of a lot of that stuff. Look at how dirty that water is. So, I'm going to wipe her off here. Let me set this back out of the way just a little bit. Get some room here. Wipe the water off as much as I can. And since we've added in water, and water's made its way down in behind the back springs and all kinds of things like that, guess where we're going to put her? Whoops, one little spot there did not come clean. I missed that spot all entirely, didn't I? Well, I have to get back to that. Look at that stuff that was on there. Okay, we'll get back to that. But anyway, into the mineral oil she goes. Get her soaked up, get that water displaced. And we'll check back in on it here in a little bit. Well, she came out of the mineral oil for the second time. It's funny how you think you have a knife cleaned up and then you spot something else. That's the way it goes sometimes. But it is awful clean down in here. Let me show you down in there. Things are looking really good down in there. Boy, just considering what the knife looked like when we started, right? Now, this is what I'm talking about. This little spot of goop right here. I thought I'd gotten rid of all of that. And I don't know what that stuff is. Some little piece of something. And it's actually down in here quite a bit. Kind of hard to get out. Another big chunk of it. I think I'm getting most of it here. Some more of it came out. Yeah, just got to piddle away sometimes. See, there's still a little bit down in there. And I noticed that these covers are loose. Wow, how am I going to get down in there? Oh, hang on just a second. Find this smaller little screwdriver here. I think we've gotten rid of most of it here. It's amazing the stuff you find on these knives. Let's take a look there. Huh, way down in there. Well, I'll keep a picking at that a little bit here. I don't know if a toothpick will get down in there a little better. And there's some goopy stuff right here. This is where a toothpick is good for, because the wood is soft and you're not going to damage your cover there. If you use that metal screwdriver, you might. I don't know what that stuff is. See it coming out? So I'll keep working on that a little bit. That's going to take a while, I think. Huh. Inspect around here some more. See, like there's a little tiny spot right there. Yep, I'm going to have to work on it. And again, I noticed that this one cover here is loose. See how it slides back and forth? And we've got, oh, goodness gracious, working stuff loose there. Well, I thought I had it clean, but... Okay, see those little tabs right down in there? There's one there, that's one there. That's the little tabs that holds the covers on. So I'm going to see, that looks like they've been pried back some. Let's see if I can push down on them just a little bit here and tighten this cover up without breaking the tab. It's hitting on the liner there. Oh, I'm going to need a bigger screwdriver. Just pushed over. It's tightened it up some. That one's sliding just a little bit. Thing is, you don't want to push too hard on them. You can break them off. Huh. Well, let me work on this just a little bit. I got most of that stuff out of there. It's pretty clean now. You can probably keep picking at it just a little bit more and get more of it out, but I'd say 95% of it's out of there anyway. I also hit this blade and this bolster twice with some case paste. Try to shine it up, get a little shine to it. And I've hit this one once, so let's just see if we can't get this side to shine up just a little better. It's coming out really nice. This side of the blade's looking really good, isn't it? But then this side didn't have all the gunk on it like the other side did. Looking pretty good. Now I got these felt pads off of eBay. Got them in bulk and it was like $7, and I got a whole great big bag of them. They assorted this style and the cone, and where's the big one at? Well, and that bigger, thinner one. So, I mean, you get a lot of them for $7, $8, but they are not the same quality. See the little strings that come off? They're not as well made as the ones I used to buy in the box, but I'm just going through so many of them. But you can buy a box of them at Walmart, but they're for like $4 or $5, and you only get a few of them, and you really go through them fast. But yeah, look at this blade and the bolster there. You can see that tang stamp looking really good there. A little dirty oil still coming out. Sabre Ireland. But she sure looks a whole lot better than when we started, don't she? Now, it's hard to get a nice even shine on these blades when they've been rusted. But I think they look pretty good. Tell me what you think down there in the comments. What do you think of this job? Oh, I did hit the backside once with the case paste too. Take a look at the liners. And like I've said many times over, I could keep working on this and keep working and working, but I got so many projects I got to get done. So many videos waiting to be done that it's kind of hard to, spend a whole week just on one knife. But what's our goal again? The goal is to get rid of the rust and get it preserved. We have done that. It's a usable knife. And it won't deteriorate anymore. So, if I ever wanted to come back to it, it's fine. It'll sit. It'll be fine till I have a chance to get back to it. Whoa. And close that bail. That one's a tough one. That's a tough pull on that one. So there you have it. She looks a whole lot better than what she did, doesn't she? Yeah. Well, thanks everybody for joining me on this journey as we clean up and restore one more piece of cutlery history. And until next time, I want to wish you a very delightful day.